Hey guys, so I was thinking, whenever I was at my cousin's quinceanera, and I was thinking of I was gonna go and put a whole video of it, but then something else hit, and I was kind of thinking of why I hardly drink. I am 26 years old, and I've probably never, knock on wood, um, I've never been drunk. I've never been to the point that I was wasted. I've never been to the point that I blacked out. Like, I don't see a point to go and to do that. And, so I decided to go and talk about, like, why. And I came up with, I think, 5, don't quote me on that, but 5 reasons why. Um, number one. Number one is the fact that people go and just act completely stupid whenever they go and they get wasted and they've had so much to drink, and it's just a little annoying. When my brother was getting married and everything, people were drinking a lot, and they had different kinds of liquor and beer and all of that, and it really, like, it brings out, like, so much of their negative attitudes. Like, so, like, they were having a little trouble with the ACs at that point, and they would accidentally turn off the music, so it would completely stop. Well, one of my cousins went, and it had happened, like, it had stopped. She went and got in my face and was kind of, like, yelling at me because of all of that, and I just blatantly told her, it's not on the DJs, that you need to chill out and you need to calm down. And she just kind of yelled and spat, like, in my face, and I didn't want to do anything because of the point that she was already drunk and she was beyond anything. And when I talked to my other cousin later, or like the next day, she was telling me that that same cousin doesn't even remember any of that day. And so, I mean, you have a tendency to go and act completely stupid, and you do so many stupid things, and sometimes you remember them, sometimes you don't, which is like what I was remembering with my aunt. She went and she was getting drunk, and she was doing all this stupid stuff, and, like, it was just, like, embarrassing, like, because she was yelling, and her and my aunts were yelling back and forth at each other, and they were trying to get people to be quiet. And, because you're talking about, it's a 15-year-old's birthday party, and you really honestly do not need to be getting that drunk, because, it's a 15-year-old's birthday party. And she was doing that, and it just kind of made me, like, a little annoyed about it, and it just made a whole new perspective. Now, number 2, you always have to watch, like, little kids, because now that I work with the school, little kids go and they have a tendency to watch you and watch what you do, and if you drink, they're like, oh, Miss Garcia's drinking, Miss Garcia got wasted, or, something like that. Like, something, little somethings will come out, and it could kind of, like, go and just completely trash your reputation and trash who you are. And now that I see that, like, it makes me think constantly of what things I do and what I say and how I act and all of that. And it just creates a whole new perspective. And then as I'm getting older and seeing more things and seeing the way, different things work, it is really changing my life, and it's changing the way that I'm doing a lot of things. Now, number 3. Number 3 is because most people go and drink, like, again, drink to go and basically almost pass out, get wasted, black out, just forget the night, or, stuff like that. But if you go and you do that, people have more of a chance to take advantage of you, and do try to take advantage of you, and all of that. Like, when I was telling you about my whole cousin situation, and about how she went to a party, I guess, I don't know, got drunk, and then somebody stole her phone, and then they started blackmailing her. Well, maybe if you wouldn't have gotten drunk, and maybe if you would have thought about what you were doing and all of that, maybe none of that would have happened. And maybe you still would have had your phone. But, like, because you never, like, it's what my mom and my dad, like, they always say, the devil, well, it's mainly my mom, she always says the devil never sleeps. Which basically means that there's always somebody going to be out there trying to cause you harm, or trying to do something to hurt you, or, anything like that. And she's always told me, you always have to watch your back, no matter what, no matter if it's family, because you never know. Sometimes it gets in their head. The devil, gets in their head and makes them think different things. But yeah, number 4, I want to say, right? The effects that alcohol has, like, on you. I've seen my uncle, like, I haven't seen it, but, like, my mom was telling me about it. I was in the waiting room because I did not want to see that. And then my uncle, and then my cousin, who's probably about 6 years younger, or not 6 years, maybe like 4 or 5, somewhere's there. What had happened to them. My uncle used to, like, drink constantly and do all of that stuff, and eventually it caught up with him, and they had to put, like, a pipe or something, or it's like, I don't know where it was, but it was something, and they had to go and get all of that fluid out, and, like, my mom was in there when it was happening, and she was just saying, just stuff was, like, gushing out, and gushing out of that pipe, and, like, going into this bucket, and all of that, and it just took forever, and, like, now he just, like, completely has to watch it, because, one little drink and he could die. And it goes and brings a whole new perspective to say, sorry, I was looking at the time, to say, what, is that really worth dying over? And it's the same with my cousin, because she used to drink constantly and do all that crap constantly, and, it's just one of those things that, what do you call it, that it's like the whole situation with my uncle, is it really worth it? I mean, she's 23, 22, somewhere there, 24, she's that old, and you think to yourself, do you really want to, like, only live for that much of your life? And what happens to your kids? Like, who's gonna raise your kids? Who's gonna walk? Who's gonna dance with your son? Who's gonna be there to teach your daughters, different things? And who's gonna do all of that? And it makes you have, like, a complete different perspective. Number 5, it's just, again, like, it changes so much of people's, how do I even say that? Alcohol just, like, completely influence you, like, to do a lot of things. Like, I'll maybe have, I think there was one day, I don't remember, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I had one beer, And, you know, I just drank it to relax and all of that. And I didn't see a need to go and, like, drink more, drink more, drink more to get to that point where I just want to, like, completely go and black out or anything like that. And, it's more or less because, again, like, I wasn't raised to go and, like, drink constantly because, my parents one time left us with my cousin who was supposed to be babysitting, and when they went and they got back, she was gone, and she had left us with her little siblings. And my mom, like, both my mom and my dad didn't think that was right, and didn't feel comfortable about leaving us anywhere else. And any time that they went somewheres, they always like, took us, and, you know, because they didn't want to leave us like that and do that to us and all of that. And I don't know, it did change, like, the way that I go and perceive things, because my parents did a lot of things. Like, they did party, like, before we were, like, I don't know, before we were born and all of that. But yet they went and they changed for us because it was better for their kids. And, like, that's what I think a lot of people need to do. And that's why I hardly drink, is because you need to think about, you know, like, that other person. And alcohol, it's gonna be there, and it's always gonna make some way that it's always gonna be around. But you can't make it a priority, and you can't just depend on it and all of that. Yeah, so I think pretty much those were my reasons. I don't know if I kind of went off at one point or something like that. But it's just been on my mind because I saw the way my aunt was acting, and it was a little annoying, and it was like, it was embarrassing because you know, I don't even know how old she is, and she still goes and, like, drinks constantly and does all of that. And, you know, you would think that they would kind of be over that. Wow, I've talked for a long time, but I hope that y'all enjoy this video and y'all think about drinking, and don't put it as a priority, and always smile and never give up, guys, because, you know, always be positive. Don't give up, because somebody needs you, and somebody needs you to be there for them, and just be there for them. Because you never know when you're gonna need somebody. But I will see y'all tomorrow. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, leave anything, and I'll see if I do this sometime. Do another one like this, like, just talk to y'all and like that. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.